what I want to focus on is Steve Spurrier. And because going from 14 to 15 now, that was weird because I think that was the offseason that Spurrier made the 2 to 3 more years comment, which just blew up. And everybody, he kind of had to backtrack or anything. And obviously 15 being the year that he retires. Now, I feel like, again, your answer is going to be the same thing going from 13 to 14. But was there any, maybe talk amongst the players or just for you personally that you thought maybe this, not that this will be his last year, but Spurrier's getting close to hanging it up? Like, was that ever even a thought that crossed your mind?
No, I didn't think that at all. Honestly, I mean, going into 15, I thought we were about to have a hell of a year. I really felt it. But no, I didn't see that coming. I don't think anybody did. I don't think any of the coaches did. I mean, I remember when he went and told us that he was done, and you could just look at everybody's faces, and they were like, coaches. I mean, no, I don't think anybody saw it coming.
For sure.
I mean, from a fan's perspective, what did y'all? I mean, watching it, hearing it. Where were you guys at with it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, I didn't see it happening certainly the way it did. I mean, Spurrier was an older guy. You had to think, okay, it's gonna come sooner rather than later. I don't think, at least my perspective, I didn't think he was going to coach 10 more years or anything. But yeah, I didn't think 15 would be the last one, especially when he had. I know you remember he had in the preseason. He had because the Drake song, I Got Enemies, Got a Lot of Enemies. That was the big song, and he kind of like cited that which was weird, saying like, "Oh, we've got a lot of enemies out here. Don't listen to our enemies," So I'm thinking to myself, okay, Spurrier's re-energized. He's fired. You beat UNC week 1. I'm like, okay, all right, well, here we go. Like you said, we're about to have a hell of a year. Nothing else, it'll be like last year, a little bit better. Obviously, nobody saw coming what happened the rest of that season. But I want to switch gears a little bit in the sense of off the field because I think something really, really cool. You go to Williams-Brice right now, and obviously it's changed a lot since you were there as far as the upgrades and the facilities and stuff like that. But I like to ride by Willie B a lot, and they have the wall of captains. And your senior year, 2015, you were named one of the 6 permanent team captains. Just talk about that, what that meant to you. And I mean, especially now looking back again, your name is on that wall of captains next to Willie B. That's got to be something you really take a lot of pride in.
You can't take it from me. That's what I love about it. You can't take it from me. I mean, they have and it's something that I wanted as a freshman too. When you walk down, there's a certain hallway when you walk down in the stadium, and it's a hall of captains, and they have like a painting of all the captains in there. And since my freshman year, I wanted to be on that wall. There's something about when you make history, I will always be on that. So as long as Williams-Brice Stadium is there, I'll be on that wall. And the wall on the outside, as long as Williams-Brice Stadium is there, I will be on that wall. And that to me is, I love that. You can't take it from me.
For sure. Now, Mike, again, 15 does not go the way any of us planned that 2015 season. Steve Spurrier announces his resignation about halfway through, and I've talked to a ton of guys that you played with, a lot of your former teammates, and you obviously made it clear nobody saw it coming. But I mean, just simply put, I mean, what was that like? I mean, I've talked to different guys that say, "Hey, we found out the way you did. We saw it on ESPN. We saw it on Twitter. That's how we found out." I mean, just kind of walk me through that whole 24, 48 hour, time frame in which Steve Spurrier announces his resignation.
It was very abrupt. I mean, it was at the end of a practice, and he came up and he's like, sometimes you just, when you're done, and, he's like, I think I'm done. And
really,
then, you could tell Miss Spurrier was shooken up, and
wow.
That was it. I mean, he really didn't say much. And, all the coaches were kind of looking around. Everyone's looking around at each other, trying to see what's going on. And he walked off the field, and because there was really no explanation. And, we went back, me and my roommates, we were back in the house, and we're all sitting there talking. We're like, what the hell went on? We're texting, I'm texting Coach Elliott. Hey, Coach, what's the situation? And he's like, as soon as I know, you'll know. And, then texted me, and he's like, yeah, he's done. And then, it's all over ESPN, and it's all over the internet. But, it's the same situation as like when a player gets hurt, you just got to keep moving. I mean, we still didn't have the season we wanted, but you can't do anything about it. You couldn't beg him to come back, or, you just had to keep playing.
See, that's interesting. I've never heard that side of the story where he actually said that or gave you guys the indications, like just to randomly come out and say something like that. Yeah, I can imagine the confusion of like, what is he talking about?
Shit, I'll never forget it. We were all sitting. It was right after practice. We were all standing there. You know, we were all just kind of huddled up. He called us all up, and yeah, he was like, he's like, sometimes you just know when you're done. And I don't remember words verbatim, but
Right.
essentially it was that. It wasn't much of an explanation.